Moweni, it's Chillmonger with the video about Nate Moore speaking up, discusses the T'Challa recast controversy. Not often that we get these news stories. I will only be reading the Nate Moore parts of this because I don't care about people's spins. He says, I don't know if anything about it was an easy decision, but it was a decision that, once made, we all believed in, and it led us on a path forward. Who called Itachi Uchiha's dad? Who's Fugaku Uchiha saying here? It was a tough decision, but I believe what you had, and you believed in yourself, and so I'm not going to fight you. It's just accept it. I'm not accepting my fate. Bad quote. T'Challa needed to be recast, guys. Let's see what else you're going to try on me, Nathaniel Jebediah Morehouse. He says, I could not imagine turning to the best young actor in the world who wasn't Chadwick and being like, okay, so you're T'Challa. I could not and cannot imagine that. I really couldn't. Did you guys see the video I posted on Twitter of when T'Challa was actually cast? Chadwick Boseman casted as T'Challa? Yeah. Other people will have a different answer to that question. Yeah, like literally Chadwick Boseman, literally actors who are in Hollywood now, not just unknowns, but would have loved it, did not crumble underneath the pressure, who were not, I don't know, whimpering over the challenge of portraying this character. And we're very aware of the talkback and how people feel. And I think all of that, to be quite honest, is fair. I do like that he says that because it feels like everyone else who isn't him, maybe not the bots, not the trolls, but the Marvel apologists they're all like, no, you have no idea what's happening and you're wrong and don't watch the movie then. And he's just like, I get it. I can see how you feel that way. There's nothing wrong with saying that. And it's very human, very self-aware. I'm happy to have read that quote from him. And it's the way he sounded in that one other thing that I covered. He was in a group when they were asking questions, and he kind of dodged from the question of, can T'Challa only ever be played by Chadwick? Back to the article. Everybody is going to have a different opinion. I can just say, after being in it, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get there. Emotion. That's what we're fighting here. It's an emotional decision. It's some like challenge that he needs to overcome and get to the bottom of it, man. Get past it. You think Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa are interconnected. It's what you said in that interview during Ringer versus podcast. They're not, and you know they're not, because you did say that the 616 version isn't the MCU version, isn't other iterations. Get over it. Because what's being cost, the absence of the greatest black movie character ever. There is no character who Denzel Washington has played, or Morgan Freeman has played, or Will Smith has played, or Dwayne Johnson has played, or Idris Elba, Michael B. Jordan, or even Wesley Snipes have played. This iconic, that broke this much glass ceilings and transcended and made it into a top tier status. There's no character, Blade, not any of them. Chadwick Boseman accomplished that with T'Challa. And they are different things. Further it. Honor him. Let's read the next part. It says, because it has to do with honoring. Let's read here. Obviously, it was a shock to all of us, the way it was to the world. We found out when the world found out. Okay, pal, don't try doing that emotion thing on me. And for a long time, the focus was just on that, on processing the loss of a colleague and a friend, an important creative partner for us. Bruh, this guy was a creative partner, then I'm sure in no point in time did he say, we should kill off this character. Never did he say that. Here we go. There was an early draft. Ryan had written a draft and had conversations with Chad about it. This is one of those things you should probably have never admitted. Because if he's having conversations about it and you're trying to honor him, do that early draft. His input during those conversations, even if you may have been like on the fence about it, I don't know, Chad. Do you think that would honor him? Take his input into consideration, implemented into the movie. Because there's no way he said T'Challa should die. This man was having talks about the script. And earlier in that paragraph earlier, they didn't know that he was dying. They got shocked by like the rest of the world did. He was at the peak of his sickness during this early draft. And he still wanted the thing to continue. Honor the man. Like literally honor him. This was a private man. He didn't tell anyone about his sickness. You're making this movie about his sickness. That is not or about his death, about him and not T'Challa. There's no way you can read into the honoring statement and be like, "Oh, Marvel's doing a great job here." Just like everything, it's just imploding. Every excuse is crumbling. The too soon argument is gone. William Hurt died in March. He was gonna appear at Comic Con at D23 in September. But Kathleen Kennedy, who was the Lucasfilm president, said that no, that he's doing Indiana Jones and that'll take away. A 6 month difference was what they were willing to do before they recast. But it was too soon to recast T'Challa because Chadwick Boseman died in August, and in December of 2020 that's the 8th month and that's the 12th month, so that's a 4 month difference. They said it wouldn't do it because he transcended any iteration, and because of that, we won't recast the character. So if Chadwick Boseman died earlier, we would have had a recast. Every single excuse doesn't hold ground anymore. We've had characters die now with William Hurt. They've recasted. In the past, the Hulk recasted, where the Hulk was the second movie of the MCU, and in Avengers, that they have 5 movies. That's like 1/5 of your franchise got recasted. There's no like, oh no, that's apples and oranges. There's nothing you can really say anymore to sliver around. They're just doing the wrong thing here without recasting. I guess you still got to watch the movie, right? You still got to watch the movie. You got to see it. Black Adam in theaters next week, guys. Black Adam. Let's keep reading because honoring and that legacy word is going to come up. My very least favorite word in this whole conversation. For a long time, the focus was just on processing the loss, and then it quickly shifted to continuing the legacy. The legacy, the legacy, the legacy. Some people might say just having this movie is furthering his legacy. Oh, there's going to be a character wearing the Black Panther, therefore we're continuing the legacy. It's important to the legacy of Chadwick Boseman that there's a character here who is a king. There will be a character named T'Challa for his legacy. Or Chadwick. We're going to call a character Chadwick in the movie. We'll give T'Challa a son, and that will further his legacy with an Nakia that he won't be a father there to raise, which is happening a lot. Shout out Princess and the Frog for her having a dad in the actual. Wait, oh no, he died in the. Oh yeah, that happens a lot. The legacy stuff is empty. What Chadwick Boseman contributed to this movie wasn't the directing, it wasn't the lighting. He didn't contribute to Shuri. That was Letitia Wright. The one thing that he gave was playing T'Challa. The only thing to further his legacy, to resume his legacy, or continuing the legacy, is to recast. Get another actor, looks like him, say, hey, read these lines. I never yielded and I'm not dead. I never yielded and I am not dead. Hey, here, you're casted. Get that actor, plug him in, and that'll continue. You know what the opposite of continuing is? Ending. Killing the character is literally not anything Chadwick Boseman asked for, intended for, and it does not further his legacy. There's no excuses, people. I know you're not watching my videos, and I'm talking to the hater people or the antagonists. T'Challa should be recast. There's nothing to stand on anymore. It says it was important to everybody, and we believed it was important for the world that the positivity and the hope and the vision of Wakanda continued. Okay, the vision of Wakanda continued. I can be with that, and that that world, and that incredible ensemble of characters that were brought together on that first movie, well, not all the characters, were able to continue forward and continue to put that light of positivity out into the world. Akhi, you're advertising a funeral. Ryan really began to think of how to do that with every single person going to see the movie, knowing what had happened in real life with Chadwick. Well, they were going to the movies for the wrong reasons. Go there for the characters. And really, that became the starting point for Ryan's new version of the film. He's low key pointing his finger at Ryan. Hey, blame that guy. I'm gonna show you one more video. I referenced my insider sources on what's her name, what Kathleen Kennedy said, and of course, an advertisement is gonna play. Chadwick Boseman died, and they didn't recast. William Hurt is dead and got a recast. At the 5 minutes and 54-second mark of this video, listen to what Jeff Snyder says. The studio has planned on doing.
His hair is, but there's another deal. I hear that Harrison Ford has, in fact, closed a deal.
Whoa!
To play General Thunderbolt Ross, and that the movie is Captain America 4.
Wow!
In Falcon New World Order, Thunderbolt Ross is back, according to Jeff Snyder and his sources. Hypocrisy. I'm going like this is a real news story, like it's already confirmed and contracts were signed. Marvel hasn't announced it yet, I know. It's over. This entire saga is over for anyone sort of like defending it. You still got to watch the movie. They're probably going to say, oh, we can get a multiverse variant. They simply recast it with William Hart, according to the news article. Just recast. Let's get into that creative editing room. Let's pull away parts that reference T'Challa's death. Let's make it sound like during the blip, when Thanos snapped his finger, Chadwick, T'Challa died, faded away, turned into dust. Let's make that the death that they refer to in the movie. Not too late. We got like 26 days. Black Adam's going to be in the movie theaters. I'm going to support that. I'm also going to support the Monica Rambeau comic book series because we don't have many superhero characters with a hue of that color. But enough sales of this 5-issue limited series, not too much, not too heavy on your wallet just to support this. You can change that. Marvel is the juggernaut machine that can make this character the next